Something really interesting is happening with the Gap, and if you blink, you might just miss it, so pay attention. Did you see it? Where's the product? For years and years, brands have been trying to sell you products by putting it in the forefront, right? Putting it up on your face. Gap's actually doing the opposite by making the artist, the person who's gonna embody the campaign, the center of gravity of the whole ad. And it's really interesting because even though the clothes are Gap, and some of them even have the Gap branding on them, the clothes become a part of the world, and the center point of the whole ad, it's the artist, which is what gives it that cool factor that everyone wants. And more specifically, the last one they did with Young Miko, if you see what they did, it's almost like they turned the ad into like a full-blown music video where the clothes just kind of happen to be part of the video. The whole video in itself, it's about Young Miko and how freaking cool she is. That in itself makes Gap cool as well. If you look at this shot, for example, you see the wide shots where the sweats are visible, but they're never emphasized. But you'll notice something. There's no text or no mention whatsoever of new Gap sweats available. The clothes are kind of like simply part of the performance. They're part of what makes this group of people so freaking cool. Fashion is entertainment. But by having such a plain background, they're using simple and specific techniques to highlight the clothes without making it super salesy. First, we have the minimalist set design, the white box stage, the void. Whatever you place in it, it's gonna pop. And if on top of that, you add dancing to it, it's really hard to miss it. Second, we have Young Miko herself. Her swag, her bravado, her delivery. You wanna gravitate towards whatever she's doing, even if you don't understand Spanish. Even if you don't like that music, it's really hard not to engage with her. But the whole point of what I'm trying to say is that the product, it's being shown without it being mentioned, without it saying that there's a new set of sweats, without saying absolutely anything about the product, just showing it. Classic storytelling technique of cinema, show, don't tell. We're also going to talk about Tyla's and Katseye campaign later in the video. But one of the reasons why this one works so well, it's because they kind of like shifted the hierarchy. Normally they have brand and then artist, and they decided to make it different. They decided to put the artist on top and then the brand at the bottom. And what I mean by that, it's that if you look at the campaign, it's almost like it looks like something that lives inside of her world, which it's what makes it look seamless, what makes it look like a music video, what makes it look so natural and not salesy. That's the key to the kingdom. That's what makes this work so freaking well. What you're seeing, regardless of whether it's Gap or a different brand, it feels Young Miko. You just happen to have Gap be a part of it. It all feels like an extension of her world rather than pushing message. The Katseye campaign, better in Denim. Before Young Miko, they had already struck gold with the Katseye campaign. If you have not seen this ad, I have links to all of this on the description to all three ads. You have to check these out. They're amazing. When this came out, it made such crazy numbers because it was so visually striking, and it used a very similar technique to what they just did with Young Miko, where the focus was the artist and the movement rather than the product, even though they were advertising a product. In this case, they were advertising denim. I feel like this is something that they used to do back in the early 90s, not only Gap, but like multiple brands, where they used to have like this super extensive production and again, almost making it look like a music video rather than an ad. It made you feel like you wanted to be a part of it. Whatever they're doing, you want to do as well. And in this case, what they decided to do, it literally looks like a pop video where everything revolves around choreography. I think the biggest difference in the way they approach this versus the Young Miko one is that the Young Miko one, it's pretty much a music video where she's like lip syncing and everything. She's got all the swagger, all the moves. In the Katseye one, it's a lot about camera work and a lot about positioning. What's beautiful about this video, it's the way the camera moves and the way they positioned everything so it looks like a K-pop video almost. I think that's the best comparison I could give. Almost like a K-pop video, which we know makes crazy numbers and we know it has a huge fandom. So, you know, they also struck gold with this one. Picture it being almost like a TikTok dance video with unlimited budget. Even before the Katseye video, they had already done the one with Tyla where they were advertising linen. And I'm sure you start seeing a pattern here. Same formula, same DNA. The artist, it's the focus, a lot of movement to advertise the movement of the clothes, how comfortable they are, how cool people look when wearing these. And then you have the face of the artist, which, you know, kind of brings everything home. You're targeting multiple demographics with this, and not only demographics as far as taste, also as far as the actual clothing. You're advertising denim, you're advertising sweatpants, you're advertising linen. They're hitting every single corner in the biz. And I'm sure you've noticed it, but if we put all 3 videos on the side, they follow the same formula. We have a cool artist, we have movement, we have music, and we have minimal storytelling through the clothes. And last but not least, no traditional advertising. I know that the Katseye and the Young Miko campaign, they were both directed by Bethany Vargas. And I'm not super familiar with her background, but it almost feels like instead of going for someone that it's used to directing ads, they decided to go for someone that works with music, which is really interesting because if you look at the edit, it relies a lot on rhythm. One thing that I think you can take away from this is that you can't force someone to want something, but you can make it cool enough so people want it. And that's exactly what Gap is doing right now. Not by slogans, product specs, prices, sales. They're doing it by having cool artists wear it, movement, dance, videos, and reinventing themselves. Which is kind of funny if you think about it, because it's almost like it all went full circle, because it went back to what originally made Gap cool, which is culture. People want to feel like they're a part of something. The best advertising doesn't feel like advertising. So yeah guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown. If you don't know about me, my name is Gara. You can check out my links in the description. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, everywhere. Check out my work on my website. Make sure you subscribe. It's free. Support a homie. I love doing YouTube and I'm trying to keep a rhythm here. So subscribing helps a lot. But in whatever case, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.